Welcome out here to the table. In today's episode, we are taking a look at how to play a little gameplay of The Doomed. It's an apocalyptic horror where you face off warbands of you and your friends, or you can play solo. So there are options if you do want to do that. You either face monsters or you have conflicts. There's hundreds of different options on how to play this game. It's very rules light, it's very fun, it's very quick. So if that sounds like something in your ballpark, then let's get to the table and take a look at The Doomed. Before we get into the gameplay, just briefly on how the rules work, so you have some idea what's happening as we go. You get 20 renown points to build a warband. You're given a leader, so you can choose from one of three options, depending on which warband you choose. You then spend points on different characters that have different abilities and different qualities. Now, anytime you try to do something in this game, you get a roll against their quality. So the lower the quality number, the better. So 3+ means 3 or higher on a dice, which is normally just your leader. So you want low numbers. You do also get special abilities, which you can activate as you go. And as you play more and more, you do unlock specials from quests on conflicts or defeating horrors. There's loads of different ways to get extra goodies. So the more you play in the campaign, the more you're going to find. In this one, we're just playing the one game just to test it out. Once you've picked your characters, you can also pick weaponry. So you can choose different items, each costing 1, 2, and 3, depending on how powerful they are. Choose what character gets what weapons. There's so many customizable options. There's different warbands. As I say, there's stuff that you unlock as you play. A few other things to note, this game is very much, even in competitive, two people telling a story at the end of the day. It's two people trying to create something special rather than just trying to beat each other's brains out. Obviously, you are trying to win. There is a competitive side to it. But what I like about this game is it keeps that both people want to enjoy the game, which is most important, and the competitiveness comes second. So you don't necessarily have to measure. You don't necessarily have to know how far you're moving. Just eyeball it. Give each other the benefit of the doubt and just create an epic story. And the book in general is absolutely filled with stuff. You've got horrors and conflicts. You could decide to just use a horror one time. You could decide to just do a conflict like we're doing here. You can combine the two and do both. There's just so many options to enjoy this game. During the campaign, there are other options where you roll against a impending doom. Now, at the end of the campaign, this will all come to a head. As I say, we are just testing out the solo player, just doing a conflict in this one. But there is a lot of stuff to flesh out a campaign and make it feel like an ever-evolving story. But let's get to the table. So the beauty of this is you can use literally any miniatures. So in this case, I'm going to have a group of Deathwatch characters from Warhammer sit over here as my characters. So let's introduce the squad I've built. My leader is a sheriff, so they've got precision, so they can reroll ranged attacks. Can also just finish off characters that are down very easily. So that's why we've got him. He's equipped with the incinerator gun, which can do a ton of damage. It can potentially shoot 2 characters as well, which is really powerful. We've got a champion. In this case, he's just going to have a relic blade, so that big ass sword he's carrying. That's just going to slice through stuff. Really powerful. He's got fierce, so he can reroll melee attacks. We've got a Pathfinder here, which has a really cool ability where they can, if they finish their turn on an edge, they can appear anywhere along that edge. So that gives it a ton of mobility. That's got a flail and a piercer. It's also got precise, so it can reroll on those ranged attacks. We've then got a legionnaire, which does similar. It's slightly lower quality, so it needs a lot higher to roll, but that's got a piercer. And finally, we've added Qyburn from Game of Thrones, and he is appearing as a herald. He's basically a healer, gives the other characters some buffs, and makes things a little more powerful. On the other side, we're going to face off against the best of Star Wars, obviously Mandalorian and some Wookiees. This is what I mean, you can literally use any miniatures. These represent what I'm using really well, but you can twist and bend it as it's all just a story. And I do think that is one of the best parts of this game. It makes a great story, which is what board games, tabletop games, war games should do. So very excited to get into this and play a few more games. So this is only my second or third game, just trying it out solo at the moment. As I say, there are different ways to play it. There is going to be some coming up where it's multiplayer and we're going to play against some big monsters. So if you do want to see that stuff as well, make sure you're subscribed. But let's jump into this match. So we are going to start with the aggressors. Basically, they're trying to destroy these 3 pylons, which are here, slightly hidden maybe from you, and then take out the generator in the middle. We've got 3 turns to do it, so we're going to have to fly over there, throw some shots in and try and get this done quickly. So let's see how we do. I'm probably going to deploy up here, probably makes slightly more sense, just because we want to be able to get some shots early on into the things we need to. So let's start with, the Pathfinder's got a really cool ability where he can just appear anywhere. So if he finishes his turn here, he could appear anywhere along this line or this line here, which does make him super mobile, but he could potentially get in some trouble if we go too far that way. So, let's start with, so the Legionnaire does need to see our leader in order to get a bonus for shooting. So I think we're going to activate our leader first. So our leader in this case is this one. So we're going to go here for his first action, second action to climb, and then his final action is going to be, so the incinerator actually shoots twice, which is his weapon, but it can't shoot at the same target. So we are actually going to potentially take out 2 pylons instantly here, which means we could, yeah, we could probably win quite quickly. So it's a 3+. We're going to shoot into this one first. We get 3 dice, each dice doing 1 damage, and we get 2 hits through. So it does save on a 5+ for the pylon. That's its quality, and we do manage to take out the first pylon. So that's gone a lot quicker. I did play a game of this just before, just to try and get the rules down, so I'm making sure I do everything. And yeah, this team actually lost. I did focus more on the battle and got distracted, so yeah, in this one we're just going straight for it. And we're going to take some shots into the next one. Only 1 hits, so it is going to be a 5+ to defend. We do have precise though. So precise will let us re-roll, I should say, while shooting. So we are going to re-roll, and we still only get the 1. So it's going to be a 5+ to defend for the pylon. And that's the second one down already. So it is more difficult to destroy the generator, but we are absolutely flying so far. So yeah, we are absolutely storming this. We could potentially wrap this up before they get over to us. So we are going to have to act. So we're going to go 6 to here, and then we're going to take a shot into our leader with their leader. So what have they got? They've got some goodies. So their leader has an oxidizer, which if they roll doubles on the shock table, instantly kills us. So it's 1 dice, 2 damage. They do fail. Their leader's only got tough, so that isn't going to help here, which is devastating. Their next action is just going to be to get over here and cause some havoc, I think. We'll run somewhere over here, then he's just going to slide up slightly more to here, and then take a shot into this pylon. We need to make sure we see the leader, so we'll shoot from here. So he has a piercer. So piercer is 1 dice, 2 damage, and he does hit, so it's going to be 2 damage onto the pylon. Needing 5+, doesn't save one of them, so that is wounded and taken out of the game. And now we've just got the generator left, so like I say, this could be done with before we really get going here. So we're going to go 6 to here, and we're going to take a shot into their Legionnaire. So we've got a blaster, which is 2 dice, needing 5+. Failed both of those, which is not good. Can't really do much else. Maybe just, again, just get over here, try and just block up this generator. Maybe we just throw him there so it can't be shot as easily, which maybe makes sense for this character as well, actually. So it'll make it a lot more difficult to get some shots into it. We are going to take next let's go with our champion. So they've got a relic blade, which is quite dangerous up close. So I think we're going to go 6 to here, over to here, and then we're going to take a swing into their leader. So the champion is hitting on a 4+, pretty good quality number there. So let's take a look at his weapon. Where are we? Relic blade is 3 dice, 1 damage for each, hitting on a 4+. So that's 2 hits. We do have fierce, so we could potentially re-roll that, but 2 hits is pretty good. It's going to be 2 damage. We need 3+ on their leader. Only saves 1 of them, so they go into the wound table, and that's a 5. So let's see where they end up. Wound table, shock table, sorry. They are thrown, move directly away from the attacker. So that actually does free up some space for us to shoot as well, which is pretty good, maybe anyway. So then it's over to them. So we'll move up to here for our first movement, and then 3, 6. We're going to get over to here, absolutely just fill this in, make sure there's no space for anyone to get through. And then we'll take an attack with the shock rod. So it's 1, and it fails. That's unfortunate because that can actually suppress them, which is, we'll get into that, but basically it just exhaust them. So yeah, that could have been good. We're going to move to here and then end their turn so they can appear over here, which seems pretty good. Just get them in, maybe distract these two. Realistically, they're probably just going to run past though. So we're going to go 6 here. So he doesn't actually have a ranged weapon, so we're just going to keep running him up. I'm going to take a swing into the Legionnaire over here. So Electro Sword is 1, but it does 3 damage if it hits. We need a 4+. That's a fail. Can we re-roll that anyway? No, unfortunately. So no wounds there either. There's not really much for old Qyburn to do here. So Qyburn's going to shuffle up here. He's going to climb over, and then I think he's just going to end his turn there. Potentially he can run around and punch the generator, but that is going to be almost turn 1 done now. So 6. Again, I think we just throw him in as far as possible. Let's go here and try and take out their leader. So, oh, they've got a ranged weapon, so let's not do that. Let's go to there. So they need a... well, that's not going to do it anyway. Needed a 4+. So that's an interesting first turn. Not a lot of damage into each other, but we have got the 3 pylons down already. A lot better than last time, but we are going to need to take out this generator so we can make an escape. Basically, it's just tiny little skirmishes. So next time we meet, we could have entirely different teams doing entirely different things, which is what I really like about this game. No game feels the same, and it's just like this cinematic story of, instead of just throwing armies at each other, there's a little story to this. In this one, we've got Warhammer vs Star Wars. We're taking out the generators, maybe to sort of slow them down. Obviously, we're the aggressors in this one, so I think that makes the most sense. So to start us off, I think we are going to shoot with our leader into... Why not shoot into him there? He has got a shield, so he will get +1 on his saves. But other than him, I think he's the only one we can see, and we can shoot twice. So the incinerator is 3, and then it does 1 damage for each. So that is going to be 3 hits, meaning 3 damage into this. He gets +1 to his rolls. Currently, without the shield, he's a 4, so he's going to be 3 pluses to defend. And he defends all 3 of them because of that shield. The second attack into this one then. Again, 3 dice, all hits. He's not going to defend quite as well. He is the, 5+ for this guy. So we could see our first death. He's failed, which means we're going to roll on the shock table. And that's a 6, which is panic, attack nearest target, friend or foe. Now, it says they're panicked. So I'm going to do this randomly. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're panicked. It should be some randomness to it. So 6. So they are actually going to attack us, which is... I guess they're panicking, it makes sense. So they've got the shock rod and they've hit. So we need to defend with our champion. On a 4+, we do, thankfully. So that would have been devastating. He would have lost his turn there. Yeah, not good. Okay, so we've activated our leader. Let's activate theirs next. Oh, it's difficult. It is difficult. I think we're going to go with this guy, actually, and we're going to swing into that champion to try and take him out. So we're going to go with the shock rod. Fails the first attack, fails the second attack. Okay, I think we're just gonna have to let that pass. I tell a lie, he's gonna try and move away for his last one. He fails that as well. So there is a chance we wrap this game up here. So we're gonna double move to here, or here, and then we're gonna take a shot into the pylon. So this is our Pathfinder with a piercer, so we have got precise. 4+ does hit. What do I need? 4 or higher to defend, 3 or lower, and the game has ended. And it's a 5+, so the generator is safe for another turn. I think in response, their leader's going to swing round and take a shot into our Pathfinder. So they've got 1 that fails, and they can't re-roll it. So that's devastating. So that's their first. Then they'll move, and then they'll attack with their rusted pick. So again, 1. They do get it this time, so it's going to do 2 damage. So we need 4+ from the Pathfinder. Both fail. This could be devastating. Oh, an 11. Savior, an ally the unit has line of sight to makes a free move. I would say we've not got line of fire to anyone, so that's unfortunate. But they're alive still. They've taken a few blows. They've taken a pick. Let's try and keep a track of what's activated. So I'm going to try and get away with this guy. So I'm going to need a 5+, or do I just try and kill him? I'm going to try and take this guy out. So we're a Legionnaire. No, because Qyburn's in the way of the leader, so we don't get a bonus. Plus it's at range. I'm going to try and get away. 5+, let's just find out. Okay, so that fails. So I could try and punch him. I'm going to try and move again. That fails again, so I'm going to punch him. So I need a 5+, and that also fails. So that is the worst turn possible there. He's going to make an attack back, so he's got that giant sword, which is absolutely devastating. Electro sword, 1 dice, 3 damage, 3+. Actually fails, thankfully, but they do get a second attack. Fails again. Just trying to think what else they can do here. I think they're going to try and move. So 4+ does work, and they're going to go over here just to slow them down so they can't actually get to it this turn, which is going to lead into a final turn of some frenzy as they try and finish it off. I think the champion's going to have to start by trying to take this guy out. So the champion has a relic blade and fierce, so I can re-roll up close. 3 dice, 1 damage per hit, and I'm going to re-roll that with fierce. 4+, so it's just going to be the one that gets through. So they're going to have 1 roll to do here. 4+. So they do fail. So they go down, potentially. They don't. One of their characters gets a free move. So we are going to move this here just to entirely lock that up. We could potentially get someone here and maybe slip a punch through, but I don't think it's fair to shoot through there because that's sort of blocked off. That's 1 attack. The second attack, we're going to go into this guy then. So it's 3 dice. We do get 2 this time, so that's 2 damage, needing 5+. So 1 saves, 1 fails, and it's another free move. So this is going to go to here, so it can potentially attack here this turn, get a few shots off. So this one's going to shoot here first, so it's the one with the shield. So 1 dice, 2 damage, that does hit. So we're going to go over to our Legionnaire, 5+ to defend. Both fail. Shock table, it's an 8. I know 7's the fight back. Make a free attack targeting your attacker. So I am going to get a... No, I'm not going to get anything. Have I got a weapon that I can shoot with? I've got a piercer. So I've got someone next to me, so I can't really shoot, I don't think. I don't think that makes sense. If I'm tussling with someone, I've just been hit with a pick, I'm not going to throw a shot out. They're going to take their next one, move in, and then they're going to try and whack us with a fist. Why not? And a 3 fails. That's why. So we've just got this fella here. So we're going to try and move away first. So we need a 5+. We've actually got it. So we're going to go and we're going to try and thump the generator. Qyburn is here to save the day. All these big burly Deathwatch characters, and Qyburn slips through. So he is going to need a 5+ to hit, and then he needs a 1 to 3 to finish it off. He's actually hit. Here we go. Okay. So we now need the generator to roll a 1 to 3, and the game is over. And it's a 4, so it does defend it. That is unfortunate. So he broke away. He could, yeah, he's going to make a second attack. So 5+ fails. I think that's fair. This guy here is going to turn. He's just got a blaster, so he's going to try and thump Qyburn. He does hit. 5+ to defend. Fails. Shock table 7. So Qyburn has been knocked out of the game. He's been taken out entirely. It is a new round. It is the final round. And it's our last chance to take out this generator. So I think we are going to start with, let's go for, I think we're going to go for our leader and just try and take some people out. So we're going to shoot into this one first, needing a 3+. That's 2 hits. So it's going to be 2 damage into there. So we're saving on, where are we? Electro sword, 4+. Both go through. So we'll roll on the shock table, attack the nearest target. Oh God, so it's going to get a free attack onto our character with the Electro Sword, which is absolutely devastating. Just double check. Yeah, it is 1 dice. So yeah, that does fail. Second attack into this one. So again, 3+, 2 go through. We're going to need a 5+ on each to defend, which fails. Roll on the shock table, and it's a 7. So that one has been taken out of the game. So that does even things up slightly. Yeah, that's a huge swing. Swing. So that's activated. Then it's going to be over to them. Now they did have... Okay, so this character does actually have nimble, so we should give it a chance to roll that. So basically it can re-roll its save. It still fails in this case, but something worth noting at least. In return, yeah, the war pick into this guy, so it's 1 dice, 2 damage. That does hit, and then we're going to roll to defend. Save 1, but that's not enough. Shock table, the attacker gets a free attack or move. So we've done 1 attack, so I think we're going to move here, just to try and stop people getting over to it. And we're going to take a shot with the oxidizer into the Legionnaire. So it's 1 dice, which does 2 damage. Defends neither, so we're going to the shock table. Doubles are a 7 and it's a kill. And that's a 7. Wow. Okay, so the Pathfinder has been taken out. That is absolutely crushing. That does change things. Okay, in that case, we're going to go with our Legionnaire here. Our Legionnaire is going to take a shot into there. It's a 3+ because we can see our leader, which hits. It's a piercer, so it's 2 damage. So defend. Oh, I think that's defended against both. Just double check. Yeah, 5+. Yeah, that is crushing. Then we're just going to run round to here and we're going to try and thump the generator to finish the game. So we need a 5+. No, that was it was an unlikely one, but we needed to take the chance there, and then it's over to them. So we're going to go with this and try and take out our big guy. So it's a 1. So we're looking 4+. It does hit, which is worrying because that's 3. Yeah, that's 3 damage. So we need to save all of these. Where are we? Champion is a 4+. We save 2 of them. 1 gets through, which is enough. It's a 7. Oh, is that the end? That's a 7. The champion has been taken down. How has that happened? I was so close. I thought I'd done it this time. We've actually got no more actions where we could potentially do something here. We've already acted. So in that case, that's the end of the game. Obviously, they've still got characters. They could take a few more casualties. But we've lost a lot of members, and it is going to be a retreat for the Warhammer side. And again, once again, for 2nd or 3rd time now, the Star Wars boys are victorious. Now, I will say that side is built by it's like a suggestion of a warband, so it's probably something I'm building that I'm doing wrong here. But I'm going to keep building, keep changing around. For example, if this was part of the campaign, this side would then be rewarded with a spark field. You have to pay for it, but you can add it into your warband. You also get a meltdown bomb and a pylon stave. So you've got a few different weapons that you can use, a few one-off weapons. So yeah, it's just, the more you play, the better this game gets, which is what I love about it. Let me know if you think it sounds any good. I think it's possibly the best miniature game I've played this year, or one of my favorites at least. It combines my love of RPGs with war games, with very light, small skirmishes. It's everything I want in a game, in the perfect setting of horror. Let me know what you think of it. I will have some other videos and gameplay come in, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. But it's all I've got for this episode though, so I will catch you in the next one.